All right, so for the RPR wake-up drills, we want to start with breathing. So this all starts with breathing, and it's broken into 3 zones. Zone 1 is hip flexion extension. So we're looking at psoas, we're looking at the diaphragm, and then we're looking at glutes. Zone 2 is going to be above and below. So abdominals, trunk rotation, quads, lateral sling, hamstring. Did I say abdominals? I think I did. Yeah.
I thought so.
And then zone 3 is going to be below. So calves, foot intrinsic, so small muscles of the foot. And then above is going to be shoulders, lats, rotator cuff, and neck. So we're going to go over all those. So hands on your belly. We're going to start with breathing. So belly breaths, breathe in.
Like stomach breathing?
Yep. So that was chest. That's a good example of a chest breath right there. We want him to push his hands with his belly up towards the ceiling. There's a belly breath. Let's go 3 of those. So we're going to start with some belly breathing. If there's any dysfunction that that's at the diaphragm here, it can affect psoas and glutes, so it can definitely affect core stability. So for the wake-up drill, and I'll have the athletes do it on themselves, and I can also do it on them, but we're going to take our thumb, we're going to reinforce right there on the fist. I'm going to use the tip of my thumb. If an athlete has nails, I'll recommend that they use their knuckle. But we're going to rub down the sternum towards the lower ribs, and then we're going to go in a upside down Y shape on the lower ribs, just like that, down to the side, and then back up. And I'm pressing pretty hard. So that's diaphragm. Next is psoas. We find the belly button inch over, inch down, so about right there. And we're hitting it each spot for about 15 to 20 seconds. Glutes are going to be on the back of the head here. We're going to find the bony knob on the back of the head, that occipital protuberance. We're going to come down from that on the soft tissue. Go ahead and relax. And we're going to rub outwards with our fingers like this towards the ears, and we're going to push on the back of the jaw right behind the earlobe. Hold for a few seconds. It's pretty tender. And then back. Trace it all back. So let's take a look and see how this affected him. Go ahead and roll on your stomach. Excuse me. The knee, lift up, hold, and now he's locked in. Lift up, hold, good. Roll on your back. See if this affected hamstrings at all. A lot of times it can, just by doing zone 1. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
So you always want to do the test and retest on everything. Go ahead and stand up. So that was zone 1. Now we're going to go on to zone 2. We always go in order of the zones. So the only one he can't do on himself is that trunk rotation. We're going to rub around the spine 3 times. And then we're going to do 3 taps. Good. Sorry. Hold. And he's locked in. Hold. Good. Next, he's gonna, for quads, we find our hip bones. We're gonna go with our fists, and they're gonna rub like they're sawing their body in half from back to front, and then back. So you're kind of on the obliques. You're above that hip bone. If you have a massage gun, you could use a massage gun on this. Good. And then part 2 for the hips, you take your thumb, like we did for the diaphragm, and we're gonna trace out that inner quad. It's gonna be pretty tender. It's almost like we're sawing the quad away from the bone.
You can do this one laying down too, right? Like,
yeah, you can do it. You can do them laying down. And do both legs. Just inside that quad, good. Next, for lateral sling, we find the bony knobs on the back, that PSIS. Now we're gonna trace with our thumb along that, on the bone of that iliac crest. So that hip bone, we're going from back to front, from ASIS, or PSIS to ASIS in the back. We'll hit both sides. Really about 15 to 20 seconds for each kind of different rub. each wake-up drill. Good. For hamstrings, we find the bony knobs on the back right there, those PSIs. You'll feel them, you rub circles right around them. Good, then take your knuckle, rub down the tailbone, back up, and then circles again. That's zone 2. So let's test out, face this way. Hold on to me and lift your leg up, how we did before. Hold. Good. Can't push him down, he's locked in. Good. We're gonna try and push him over, hold. So I can still push him, so either that lateral sling isn't as locked in or the foot.
That one.
Hold. All right. So it's likely the foot, so that's zone 3. Oh, the other one we didn't do was abdominal. So before we go to zone 3, we'll finish that. Go ahead and lay on your back, bend your knees, cross your arms and do a sit-up. And hold, don't let me push you down. 1, 2, 3, hold. Good. So for abdominals, just simply rub right here on the inside of the thigh until the skin becomes warm. Go ahead and sit up. Hold. And now he's locked in. Go ahead and lay back. So now on to zone 3. We're gonna find the belly button for the calves. We're gonna go inch over, inch up.
My legs flat? Or...
Doesn't matter.
Right.
So inch over, inch up, and we're gonna rub. You rub with like 2 fingers or your thumbs, doesn't really matter. Go ahead and roll on your back. If we were to drill a hole through his trunk, we'd hit the same spot on the back, so roughly right there. On those erectors. Good. Roll on your back. Now for the foot intrinsics, we go to the inside of the calf, take that soft tissue, and you're pulling that soft tissue of the calf forward like this, just raking it forward. And I go pretty aggressive on this. And the athlete can do this all to themselves again. We'll do both sides. You all right?
Yeah. Sad other people gotta see me like this.
Good. So that was foot intrinsics. We'll test that again, but while he's here, for lats, which is next on the upper body zone 3, we're going to take belly button 45-degree angle towards his armpit. So I'll just take my fingers over. Fingers drop into a rib space, and you rub side to side right there. On a lot of runners, if you see that arm winging out, that's a cue that that lat's not locked in. Same thing on the other side. Good. Stand up. Face that way. Hold. Don't let me move you. 1, 2, 3. Watch back. Stay there. 1, 2, 3. This side. We're gonna re-hit that because he's not quite locked in the way I want him to.
Yay.
There was no warning with that either.
Ready?
Why did it not? I better not fall here.
Hold. 1, 2, 3. Good.
Yes.
And now he's locked in there. So we're gonna do shoulder. Shoulder, you take your arm or hand, rub up and down the rib cage. Part 1. Part 2 is tracing out the pec from the inside out, making a U shape up towards the armpit. Back down, around, up. Then we do the other side. And you could always test out like his shoulder strength, have him raise his arm up for this one. Good, that's shoulder. Next for rotator cuff, we're gonna go right here like we're sawing the sleeve off the imaginary shirt. Both sides. Good. Neck, we're going to go under the collarbone, right here with our thumb, going from the outside in, and then tracing it back. outside in, trace it back. And then the last part of the neck, take 2 fingers and you rub down the jaw towards the chin. Good. And that's that.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.